So right now we're going to be talking about 3 different types of rock. And the 3 different types of rocks that we're going to be talking about in the rock cycle is igneous rock, sedimentary rock, and metamorphic rock. And any of these rocks can be transformed into any of the other type of rocks over a long period of time, sometimes millions of years. Like this. This is called a geographic time scale, and so this is talking about millions of years. So the first type of rock we're going to be talking about is igneous rock. Igneous rock forms from solidified magma, and magma is the molten rock that's under the Earth's crust, and when it comes out, when it extrudes from the Earth, it becomes lava. And so lava cools down either by the air or getting close to water, into the water, and then it becomes hardened, and then that becomes pumice. That's an example of a, let me find pumice. It's not on here. I'll show you another one. Here it is, pumice, and that is an igneous rock. That was the cooled of the molten rock that came out from the earth from the lava. And granite is an intrusive rock, so that it was the molten rock that was really hot, and it didn't come out of the earth. It just hardened underneath the earth, and then it got exposed by either erosion, like rivers running through things, like the Grand Canyon, the Colorado River running through the Grand Canyon, that exposed this granite. That was the hot lava rock that cooled. That's an example of igneous rock. So then the next rock we're going to be talking about is sedimentary rock. Sedimentary rock is consolidated sediment. So what that means is it's just rocks packed together. And what happens is the igneous rock comes out either by a volcano or erosion, and then the sedimentary rock, the rain comes down, and wind, rain, ice, and it breaks away the little pieces of the igneous rock, and it becomes layers and layers of this sedimentary rock. And so we get things like sandstone. So if you hit sandstone with a hammer, it would break up into little tiny rocks. It's not really compacted where it's really solid like the metamorphic rock. It's still loosely packed together. So as these layers of the sedimentary rock grow deeper, then metamorphic rock happens. So let me show you another example here. So the igneous rock pushes the rock up through lava, and then the rain starts happening, or snow or ice, and then wind, and then little parts of the rock starts to fall off, and then they start to get layers. That's the sediment that's they start breaking apart. Then they get buried and compacted, and then once they get so far down, because there's so much pressure on there and so much heat from all those layers of that sediment on top of it, it becomes metamorphic rock, which is things like marble. Here, let me show you some examples of metamorphic rock. Marble, slate, quartzite, all these are metamorphic rocks. So they become kind of crystallized. And then we have after the metamorphic rock, they get buried deep under the ground. Then the metamorphic rock is so hot that it becomes igneous rock again, because it gets melted and then it gets pushed back up. So the metamorphic rock melts, becomes igneous rock, extrudes from volcano, or hardens underground as intrusive rock like that granite. And then the metamorphic rock get exposed by erosion, by rivers exposing, like we talked about with the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon has the Colorado River that's running through it, and then it exposes that, and so it doesn't have to just come out through a volcano. So the layers, the Grand Canyon is really deep, and so then the river kind of just eats away at that rock, so you get deeper and deeper. So then that's how you find that intrusive rock that was underground. And then when it rains, also, like we said, it breaks down that, so that's how that rock cycle. The igneous rock comes out, then the rain and the water and the ice break down that sediment rock, and then the sediment gets layers and layers deep, and so the layers that are the deepest are the oldest sedimentary layers, and the ones that are on top are the newer sedimentary layers, and those are the youngest ones. That's that's not the oldest. This the oldest goes the deeper, and then it becomes metamorphic rock. So it's all a big cycle. It's really interesting, right? So tomorrow what we're going to do in class is we're going to take different samples of rocks, and you guys are going to see from the different textures, and if it looks crystallized, then it would be that metamorphic rock because of the heat and pressure. If it looks like you could hit it with a hammer and there would be pieces coming off, little rocks, and that would be most likely sedimentary rocks. We would not be able to see melting hot magma rocks in the underneath here after it goes through the metamorphic phase, so we'll have to just kind of imagine what those will be like. And then then it gets to the top, the igneous rocks, so things like granite and that pumice, those are those types of rocks. So it's very interesting, the rock cycle, isn't it?